back to another episode of Clutch Time. This is your host, RG House. I'll be stepping in for Rico, who will be back next week. In today's show, we are looking at some of the biggest games that took place over the weekend and also to Monday, just looking at some of the games that really stood out over these past couple days. And so let's start with the key games that took place over the weekend. And I want to start with, I think, a really good game between Arkansas and the University of North Carolina. Arkansas won this game 83-76. UNC was at home, and so they did have a loud crowd out there, so it was a great atmosphere. But Arkansas, I think, really took care of business because they jumped all over UNC. They started off, they were up by at least 12-2 at the start of this game. And I think one of the key takeaways out of this was just Arkansas's ability to beat UNC up in the paint early and often. I think that they did a terrific job as far as dominating the paint. And I think that also, too, the level of physicality that Arkansas really brought to this game. I think that you really get a chance to see just how physical Arkansas is as well. And I think that that kind of overwhelmed UNC out there, and they could just really never turn the corner in this game. They only led once, I believe, in the second half. And so some players that stood out in this game for me, starting with Arkansas, and it is going to be Rollins Dorrit Caster, known as RDC. He was spectacular, in my opinion. He had 23 points, 6 rebounds. He had 5 blocks. He was 10 of 11. But I just loved defensively how he controlled the paint. Just to let you know how good of a game he had. The University of Maryland leads the nation in 6.2 blocks a game. He had 5 in one game, and I love the fact that when he was in the post, he was scoring off of really either shoulder, the way that he was turning around and getting his jump hook and things like that going. And so RDC, he is a player I'm definitely looking forward to seeing, hopefully at the next level. And then his partner there, Jomo Graham, he played well too, because he was big inside. And what I like about him is the level of physicality that he brought to the game. In fact, he had 4 fouls at the 18:30 mark in the second half, stayed in the game, but 12 points, 6 rebounds, 5 of 7 from the field. But you just got a chance to see how physical he was on the defensive end. So Arkansas did a great job there. And then with DJ Wagner, look, he is definitely a great player. You definitely got a chance to see some second half magic. He hit the 3-pointer that essentially took Arkansas home. And with his 17 points, 4 rebounds, he was on 6 of 15 shooting. But I think that he did a terrific job just getting to the free throw line. Even though he was 4 of 7, really left some money there. But you get a chance to see just how he can be impactful even when it's a slow night for him. So I definitely think that he is also going to be a player that is going to be great in the next level. Can't wait to see Arkansas moving forward when it comes down to tournament time. And offensively, this team did a great job as far as just getting good motion on the offense, good player movement, good ball movement in their half-court sets. And I think that they did a terrific job as far as getting out in transition. I think that really hurt UNC. And then as far as UNC, it just wasn't an efficient game for them. Look, Bracken, he was -2 in the plus-minus. Porter Jr., -15. You have Bam Hollis, he was -13. And there was something interesting that happened with Bam Wallace. He was out of the game for an extended amount of time at the second half. Not sure what Coach Davis was maybe thinking there, but, maybe that is another reason why this game got away from UNC. And when you look at the efficiency, UNC only had 4 players in the plus-minus. Arkansas had 6. And as far as UNC, and just some of the rankings today, look, they were 9th in three-point percentage at 37.3. They only shot 33% in this game, so that was tough for them. And then as far as UNC defensively, they're 7th in the nation as far as opponent field goal percentage, and they gave up 53.2 in this game. So Arkansas really got all that they wanted to. In Arkansas, look, they came into this third in the nation with assists, and they had 19 in this game. They averaged 19.4. They're second in the nation in field goal percentage at 52.8. They shot 53.2. And then as far as Arkansas being eighth in the nation in three-point percentage today, they only shot, or in this game, they shot 23% in this game. They did a terrific job of getting to the free throw line at Arkansas, 21-15 in that department. And so a tough game for UNC, but both of these conferences are very strong. The ACC has 4 teams inside the top 25. The SEC has 6 teams inside the top 25. Curious to see how much of an impact both of these conferences are going to have when it comes down to tournament time. Another game that stood out over the weekend was Virginia Tech versus UGA. And so Virginia Tech, they're now ninth in the nation. They win 71-54 over UGA. Newly Cox did a great job as usual, 28 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists, plus 22. Travion Novick, 18 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists. He was plus 19 with 6 turnovers, so that was pretty impressive. And then VT, look, they just continue to be super efficient with their field goal percentage. They lead the nation in field goal percentage at 54.6. They shot 53.4 in this game. And then as far as shooting the three ball, they just could not be stopped. 44.4% from 3 in this particular game. They had 9 players in the plus-minus box score, be in the plus, so that is huge. And quite the skep, right now this team has an 8-game winning streak, which is one of the best in the nation. And so Virginia Tech is a team I'm looking forward to seeing when it comes down to tournament time and when it comes down to conference championships. Next up, another game that really stood out over the weekend was South Carolina. They won 62-55 over, a tough Butler team, because the Big East is tough in general. 4 teams in the Big East in the top 25. And so I'm just impressed with what South Carolina was able to do. I think that they stayed true to form by getting to the free throw line, 10 of 16 in this particular game. And they lead the nation as far as getting to the free throw line at 17.3. So they just really stuck to their game plan. But more importantly, defensively, the active hands that I saw in this game was it was phenomenal. They had 9 steals in this game, and they lead the nation with 8.3 steals. So they were over their average. That just lets you know defensively where they were at. And also, too, they made it tough. Butler just shooting the 3 ball. They only shot 21% in this game, and so did a terrific job making sure that all the shooters for Butler were uncomfortable throughout this game. Next up, Notre Dame pushes Davidson. Davidson wins 69-66 in this game. And I just love the scrappiness from Notre Dame. Look, they were very good as far as just getting offensive rebounds in this game. So they rebounded the basketball very well. But what impressed me with Notre Dame is the ability to force Davidson into 17 turnovers. We know that Notre Dame is good at this. They're second in the nation, forcing teams to 12.2 turnovers, and they lead the nation at dunks. But defensively, they were all over Davidson, made it very tough for them in this game. And so I think that Notre Dame is going to be a team that you want to watch for down the stretch, because I know that they're not ranked, but this is a team that definitely is, they can be an upset alert, if they get into a tournament format. This is a team you do not want to see because they only gave up 21% from 3 as well. So that was pretty good, too, for Notre Dame. So just a great defensive effort, even in a losing effort, and South Carolina just finding ways to get it done, staying true to what they usually do. Next up, another game that really stood out here in the Monday portion of the games was what took place in Wake Forest. And so Texas A&M winning 73-66 over Wake Forest. And so this is a tough loss for Wake Forest, and it's unfortunate because Wake Forest plays with just a lot of heart. You saw a lot of emotion out there in this game, and this was a tough loss for this team. They're really trying to turn it around. They have a tough schedule coming up. They've got Iowa, they've got VT, they've got Duke, they've got Louisville, and this is looking really, really bad for this team. And I'm just hoping that Duke can or not Duke, but excuse me, Wake Forest can get some signs because, I mean, coming into this season, they have 5 seniors, and you knew that they wanted to do something special this year, and they just thought that they were going to have a pretty good year. They had a trio in Carter Fields, Luca Jesse, Azari, and J.C. Graham that really just were coming in ready to lead the Wake Forest Deacons here back to some prominence this year, and it just hasn't happened. So another tough loss. I thought that this was definitely the highlight of Monday. It's just another tough loss for them. I know that I had just looked at something posted about them and just them just having the hopes of getting a win. So a tough loss for Wake Forest. And lastly, Duke continues to be number 1. They take care of Colorado 93-75. That actually happened over the weekend. So with that being said, that is today's show. I wanted to thank everybody out there for going ahead and giving us a listen. Make sure that you go ahead, you press that like and subscribe button, and make sure that you stay up to date with all of the latest news and happenings that are happening around SWU. And once again, this is your host today, RG House, and I will be back at some point, but for right now, just filling in for this week. Rico will be back on the next show, and make sure that you stay posted. You check out everything else on the network, and as we always say around here, don't just see the game and be the game. All right, I'll see you on the next one. Peace.